Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the devs again, and they are speaking on the new patch and also dev notes, code refactor, system requirements, and multiplayer bugs. So also I have a lot of dev videos on my channel, so if you would like more info, I know I released another one yesterday, and I was talking about other topics, so yeah, just go check those out. I have a lot of these videos on my channel. I always try to stay up to date and give you guys the up-to-date information. Also, the link to the forums from the Bannerlord official forums will be down below. This is pretty much where all these responses are taken from and all these posts and statements. And like always, I have a script. It's going to be on the screen right now, and it's also going to be in description. So everything I say and all stuff that I link will be down below. Now, let's start it off. So first, we have a thread made by a player asking the devs how long until the next multiplayer dev blog. States that it has been over a month since the last one. So by multiplayer dev blog, they pretty much mean like, so what the devs do on the forum is they have one for single player, one for multiplayer, and it pretty much shows what they're working on, what they're going to work on later, and things of that nature, right? And he's saying that it's been over a month since that one has been updated. The devs state they are working on a new multiplayer dev update or dev blog, and it will be a bit different than before, and hopefully the community likes it. Again, like I always say, I don't play multiplayer much, but once the dev update comes, I'll make sure to cover it and inform all of you what it includes, especially for the multiplayer players out there. Second, we have a player asking how long the code refactor will take. Another player answers and states that it is already done, as stated previously by the devs, and now the devs are taking care of bugs caused by the refactor. Then also quotes the devs in terms of how long it will take with very soon to slightly less than very soon. And that's pretty much what the devs have stated. They have stated that the code refactor was done and now they're taking care of bugs, and they also stated that it's coming very soon, and then someone said, hey, is it coming tomorrow? And they replied again saying slightly less than very soon. Now, the original player then responds with a question asking if it will be 3 weeks at most. The devs then respond and state that it will be out as soon as possible. Also, the devs are aware that there is a lack of updates and they are working hard to deliver the next patch. Also say that they have not stopped working on everything else, like all other features, performance, content, and stuff of that nature, just because they're working on the code refactor. Here's my take on it. I think patience is key, in my opinion. And like I stated before, this concept of badgering the developers, the whole "are we there yet? Are we there yet?" concept of, always asking the developers for an update on the future patch. I think it's not very, what would you call it? Not progressive, but helpful, right? It won't make the update come faster, and you're putting unnecessary pressure on the devs, which will cause mistakes and rushing, and I don't think that's good for anybody. If the dev states coming soon, then chill a little bit and let them work. I've seen a lot of posts just, when's the next this, when's the next this, and it's just daily and daily and daily. And it's like, I feel like they just have to keep repeating themselves, and I understand that, it's not the most productive thing to do, in my opinion. Third, we have a player that states that he found a multiplayer bug that lets you play even if you are banned due to leaving the previous game. He states that this can be done by joining a friend's party, and then they search, and then you get into the game as well. The devs respond and state that this is fixed internally, but will go live with the next multiplayer patch. Again, not much multiplayer experience here, but it's good to hear that that will be dealt with in the next patch. Fourth, we have a player making a thread about his computer being too slow to play Bannerlord, and he wants to like do big battles like with a couple hundred or a couple thousand, but he's not able to with his current setup. The community support admin responds and states that you do need a good system to be able to have huge battles like the original poster wanted. Also stated there is constant work on optimization for certain game aspects, but unfortunately they cannot lower the minimum requirements anymore. Personally, I have a good rig for a computer, but even I have trouble at huge numbers when it comes to battles. But it has gotten better. FPS and optimization, in my opinion, has gotten better since the start of the game. I think a lot of people have noticed, the people who played since the start till now, it's gotten a lot better. While I know the devs will keep trying to optimize the game to the best of their ability, the game itself is huge. It has better graphics, and it's a lot of big battles. When the big battles are going on, there's a lot of stuff that's going on at the same time simultaneously to whatever you're doing as the player. So it's pretty hard on everyone's computer. So, it is what it is. You're going to need a little bit better system to, run the big fights and stuff of that nature. Fifth, we have a community support admin making a statement about the current patching process. And this is on the 1.42, what do you call it? It's like the dev blog. They have one for every patch, and people just talk about that certain patch on that thread. And I'm guessing a lot of people were asking about the patching process, and he decided to make a statement. So the admin states that they test the game at every phase, and that the recent code refactor introduced a lot of bugs and issues, but these were expected bugs and issues. Also states that the game since the game has a non-linear gameplay, that the code refactor and the bug fixing process takes a lot longer, and it's a much more difficult process. Also, the admin states that they don't want to delay a patch, and that they're working hard to fix everything before they release the next patch. So pretty much, they're saying, hey, we don't want to delay it, but we have to fix the bugs. It does take time, and unfortunately, the game, it's not a linear game. There's a lot of aspects that they have to check and test, and unfortunately, there are bugs that they knew were coming because of the refactor, but they're working hard to fix them, right? But here's my hot take, right? It might be a crazy hot take. You guys let me know. But I think a month without an update is not the end of the world. I think a lot of games, even the top games that were in early access or beta, they only really receive big updates every couple of months, if I'm not wrong. Like, I've checked games that are similar to Bannerlord, and whenever they were going through their patching process, they only received, like, big content updates, like, 2-3 times a year. So I don't think it's that crazy to just go 1 month without an update. I don't think it's the craziest thing to ever happen, even though that's what it looks like on the forums, right? And also, if the devs state they need more time, then they need more time. It happens, it's okay. Good things take time. If you want the game to be good, then you just got to be, a little bit patient. That's just my hot take. That's just how I feel about it. But let me know how you guys feel about it, I'm okay with waiting longer for a better product, If it takes longer for us to get, more content or a better, or for them to even get a better, because the code refactor helps them code better in the future. So, you kind of want them to take this time right now instead of later so they can code better updates in the future, if that kind of makes sense, right? All right, let's move on. So, sixth, we have the most... Now hear me out. We have the most negative person on the forums asking all the other players if they believe the devs when the devs have claimed that the game will be in early access for another year. By the way, why I stated he is the most negative person on the forums is because I've dealt with him before. I have covered his name because I don't want to give him any more attention. And just for some reference, for you guys to understand why I make these claims, is he has over 100 hours on the forums. And he has made dozens of negative biased threads and has just put down everyone else's opinion in every other thread on the forum, even though he stated he quit a month ago. But he still posts daily. So, yeah, one of those, right? But okay, so the admin responded and stated that the player does not want to understand, and that the only way that he will calm down is if the devs tell him what he wants to hear. Also state that they do hope that he enjoyed the game, but it does not seem like that's the case, and state that his attitude does not really help anyone. And let me tell you something. I couldn't agree more with the developers. Like I said before, there's a small group of people. It's him and like 3 or 4 more names that you constantly see on the forums that have stated, oh, I've quit this game, I've done this, you know what I'm saying? I need a refund, this, and that. But they post daily. They have full days clocked in on the forums. And I don't know if this, this might just be me, and I might be missing something. But if I dislike a game, right, I won't spend hours on the forum. I won't even visit the forums. If I really dislike a game, I uninstall it and I move on. I don't know, but that just might be me. But yeah, that might just be me. But that's pretty much all the statements and replies for now. And if anything new comes up, I will make a video and keep you guys informed. Lastly, I'm going to end the video the same way I end most of my update and dev talk videos. I do want to thank the developers for staying active. I know they got a lot of stuff to deal with. I know they have a lot of pressure for the new update. it happens. Hopefully they get to work, get it done, and we see a good product at the end, you know? Also, if you are playing an early access game, I always stress this and always want to tell you guys about this. You guys can switch to a stable version if you do not like being on the beta version. If you are on the auto update feature on Steam, pretty much whenever a new update comes out, your game gets updated. That means you're playing on the beta. And if you're playing on the beta and the game automatically updates, guess what? Your mods will stop working. It won't be stable. There might be some new bugs introduced. It happens. If you do want to play in a more stable version, though, because I play on 1.3, right, and the current patch is 1.42, so I'm playing a couple patches behind, but everything works how I like it, and nothing is going to change because I'm not on auto update when it comes to Steam. Now, if you want to learn how to revert to a stable patch, I have a video down below. The link will be down below, so go check that out if you do want to change back. But hopefully this video was informative. Ask me any questions, and like always, stay safe.